Good afternoon, everybody. This is Sandy Alexander with Sunset Learning, and appreciate you joining our Strategies for Maximizing Your Training Budget webinar. Today, we're going to go through a couple of things, and we're going to introduce you to our team. But first, we're going to go through and address why we are here. We're going to meet our public sector sales team. We're going to describe the Sunset Learning Institute capabilities, and then dive deeply into tips for maximizing your budget. For some of you all, this is the beginning of your fiscal year, and for a lot of you, specifically on the U.S. federal side, this will be the end of your fiscal year, towards the end of September, September 30th being that end of year. So these kind of tips will apply for those of you that are even at the beginning or ends of your fiscal year. And then we'll dive into a few of our offers that will support some of what we were talking about around maximizing your budget. So why are we here? Our mission at Sunset Learning is to assist agencies at the intersection of their two most and greatest investments. That's their IT infrastructure and their people. Our approach includes a lifecycle education services, which we have built around the way organizations build out their learning strategies. Wherever you are in that life cycle of your IT deployments and your organizational learning strategy, we can be a resource for you. So we can dive into that a lot deeper if you would like to have a further discussion about what we can do there. And then the real reason why we are all here, the reason you all have signed up for this, is because you may be in a situation where budget utilization is paramount, which it always is every year. And you may be in a use it or lose it type of an approach. It may be funding that will go away towards the end of your fiscal year, or it may be things like Cisco learning credits that are expiring and you need to use them or they will evaporate. So it's a use it or lose it is one of the key reasons why we're here. So who's on our public sector team? This is our team with a couple of other folks that we have on the call as well. So I'm Sandy Alexander, lead our public sector strategy. I'm based in North Carolina. We've got Maureen Schmitz and Danette McNeil on the team. And then we also have some others, Robert, Denise, Leah, Kathy, and others that are on the team that work with the public sector customers and partners. Sunset Learning, we've got a variety of capabilities. We are known in this space, in this learning and development, this learning partner space around our Cisco relationship. We are a Cisco Platinum Learning Partner. But as you can see, we have a lot of other vendors that we represent. And again, this is in support of the ecosystem that you all are deploying in your IT infrastructure. So things like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, certainly Red Hat, Arista, CompTIA, and things in the wireless space. We produce a guaranteed to run schedule when we have classes that we are listing out on our website and publish those. You can be assured that those classes are guaranteed to run. So you will not be getting calls from us that they are being canceled or we're moving you around like you may have had experience with other vendors. We also offer custom and private training. So if you have a large enough, you have scale in your organization and you want to look at private classes, or if there are elements of multiple classes you'd like to draw together for a scaled or larger audience, we can customize and tailor that content for you as well. So we're not purely locked into delivering complete off-the-shelf training. And then we wrap around that a professional learning services portfolio that includes our capabilities to go develop training based on an identified and scoped need with a agency, with a customer, to really bring out what the business opportunity, what are you trying to accomplish, and really build a curriculum that will be in support of that opportunity. So that can include actual build of curriculum. It could be curation of existing assets. It could be learning management system portfolio consulting, building out learning plans, and also at the beginning of all of that could be a learning needs assessment. So we're not purely a delivery partner is the message I'm leaving you with there, okay? So here's the heart of what we are here to discuss is looking at the tips for you all at whatever place you are in your fiscal year. And generally, people think about maximizing their budgets at the either beginning or end of year, but sometimes this can occur even in the midst of, the middle point of a year. So number one, and this should be an ongoing effort as we see it in an organization, is prioritizing those needs. We approach this, whether it be informal or formal, doing a training needs analysis. We offer this as a free service to our public sector customers, where we will come in and have conversations with you and your organization and build out what are those training needs to look at what is happening in your network. Are there new technologies that are being brought in? Are there new people being brought into the IT organization? What are those needs that are going to occur over the next 6 months, 12 months? And if need be, we can look at 18 months or longer. And then we want to look at all times, look at how do we do this in a cost-effective manner? There is a lot of great training and learning assets that are available out there. We want to make sure that we steer you in the directions of authorized training and really avoid unauthorized training that is out there. We get a lot of customers that take the less expensive route, and they end up coming back to us because they've had a bad experience with old versions of training that have made their way into what I would call more the gray market. So we've got some ideas around making this cost effective, but staying within the authorized training space. So you make sure you get the latest and greatest training. And then finally, we want to have some conversation around tracking and evaluating the progress and performance. So what I talked about early on and doing a training needs analysis and looking at your organization and really, building out learning plans, building out what is the organizational learning strategy. That strategy is only effective when you also look at how are you evaluating completion, so that's the progress portion of it, but also is it allowing people to do their jobs better? Are they able to apply what they're learning? So we would like to have conversation with you about that and make sure that an executed learning plan will provide success for you and your organization. So in terms of some of our offerings, centered around whether it be at the beginning of a fiscal year or towards the end of a fiscal year, there are times when the customer, the agency, you specifically in leading an organization, have identified needs, but you can't execute on them yet. You have available money that is there, or you're anticipating hiring some folks in the next 90 days, but you're not sure if the money is going to be there. We have a voucher program that we make available. It is training across multiple vendors. So if you recall, we had our vendor list that was not the exhaustive list of all the vendors that we represent, but it's not tied to any one vendor. This would be vouchers that could be used across that vendor space. It could be, as I referred to earlier, our development capabilities, our learning consulting and mentoring services. So it doesn't have to be for a class. It could be for the customization of content, consulting, or in the case of needs of the organization, if there's some mentoring and coaching services that you need. The voucher program can be money that is utilized ahead of the time of need, when that need needs to get scoped 90 days out, 6 months out, 9 months out. Our team is happy to have conversation about that with you, and we can look at how we tailor that voucher program for what you would be anticipating would be the needs that you would have, and give you up-to-date information so that you have all the right reporting around utilization of that funding. Another offering that we wanted to draw your attention to is a new offering from Cisco. So this is where we are going to get a little bit more vendor specific. So Cisco has a platform called Cisco U. This is the evolution of their digital learning library product. So think of it in terms of books and or a library. Cisco U would be the library. It is the library of all of their digital content, plus there are some things that are in there around podcasts and white papers, other resources, in addition to the certification track training that is available as in a digital format, and it's 12 months of access for that. The analogy, building on the analogy of the library, there are instructor-led classes that you could refer to as more of a book. So it is a specific topic area delivered in the form of an instructor-led class very traditionally. We are offering an unlimited access across that 12 months, in addition to the digital access through the Cisco provided Cisco U All Access, so that you can supplement your self-study learning through Cisco U and attend one of our 20 classes at a time. And you have an unlimited number of opportunities to attend inside of that list of 20 classes. So the instructor-led class, think of it as the book. It is a specific piece of curriculum delivered in a format that's somewhere between 3 and 5 days if delivered via instructor-led. The digital-based content makes up a book inside of the library of Cisco U. And this is an offering that has a promotion. Cisco's fiscal year ends this weekend on Saturday the 29th. So by the end of this week, they have a promotional price of $4,800 or 48 Cisco learning credits. After that, it will go back to its normal pricing of $6,000 or $59.95 or 60 CLCs beginning next week. So if you have some Cisco learning credits that are going to be expiring towards the, anytime in August or even beyond, this is a great offering to take advantage of that promotional offer. So please let us know if you would like to have a discussion about that. So in conclusion, and I do want to open it up for any questions that you may have, but in conclusion, our goal is to support agencies in maximizing their investments in infrastructure and personnel through building organizational learning strategies. Where we come into play is centered around offering our learning needs analysis, again, formally or informally, so that we take a holistic look at your organization, really figure out where you are headed technology-wise, but also and from your personnel perspective. Are you hiring new people? And really building out a learning strategy with you and your agency. With that, I will conclude this webinar. And if there are any questions, feel free to bring those up.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.